Hey guys, in today's video, I'll be giving you some advice about how to study and be productive while you're sick. And this is specifically about things like a cold or the flu, not a more serious illness that I really have no idea how to address. First of all, you should stop and consider whether you're too sick to study. Sometimes it's just really not worth it to keep using up all of your energy reserves to power your brain for studying. Instead, you might want to be directing that energy towards recovering. That depends, however, on how productive you actually think you'll be. Generally, it's okay to keep studying. It probably won't affect your recovery that much, but if you're taking a medication that will cause you drowsiness, it's probably not worth it because you'll just be sleepy and mostly unproductive throughout the time you're trying to study. If your test is within just a few days, the last bits of cramming that you might be trying to do right now will be less helpful and not really worth your time. Instead, you should focus on just recovering and resting and getting your brain back to optimal performance. In this case, just try to get yourself back to your highest possible level of functioning and let the studying that you've done in the past be your base. Also, you might want to think about whether it's worth it to take a day off of school so that you can do all of your studying at your own pace and take breaks and naps and eat snacks whenever you need to. This isn't really something that I can give you a formula for, it's just based on what you think would work for you. But if you think this is necessary, be sure to contact your teachers and ask them about the work that's being done so you can make it up. And of course, if you think it's getting really serious, go and see your doctor. My advice can only take you so far. I'm not a medical professional and I don't really know anything about your health history. So, go see a medical professional. For the second part of this video, I'll be giving some tips about how to feel physically better while you're sick so that hopefully this will help you feel good enough to do your schoolwork and study. My number one tip is to drink a lot of water. Keep a reusable water bottle nearby so that it's really convenient for you to drink water and stay hydrated, and you won't need to interrupt your study session to drink that water. Also, hot beverages are great, like tea or lemon water. Just make sure it's not caffeinated because that will dehydrate you. My next tip is to eat healthy food to make sure you get all of those vitamins and proteins and carbs that you need to sustain yourself and to recover. Based on some lovely research that I did on the internet, some good options would be chicken noodle soup, avocados, oatmeal, bananas, and leafy greens. Also, you could have honey because it's antibacterial and can relieve coughing, and ginger for anti-nausea. Also, take a lot of naps and sleep a lot at night to increase your energy levels. You could take a hot shower to clear up your sinuses and take medication if you need it. Just try to pick one that won't cause drowsiness. And tip number 3 of this video, how to make the most of your time. Since when you're sick, the amount of time and energy you can spend on being productive is a lot more limited than it is when you're not sick. Remember to stay positive. Every single thing you can do will be helpful. It's okay if you don't get every single thing done to 100% effort. First of all, you have to prioritize and start with the things that are the most important. Since, as I mentioned earlier, your attention span and your energy is very limited, so don't waste it on pointless things. To go along with that, when you're studying, focus only on the most efficient and effective active learning techniques. I have a video about those which I will link in the cards right now, since those are the most bang for your buck or the most studying effectiveness for your time. My next tip is to take breaks frequently, for example with the Pomodoro method, or you don't even have to abide by something like that. If you really need to, take something like 15 minutes of work and 15 minutes of rest. It's fine to take lots and lots of breaks, and they can be pretty long too. It's better to be doing fairly effective work for a shorter period than to be at half effort for a longer time. So go ahead and take those breaks so you can be more effective during your work time. And lastly, minimize distractions. Noise can be really irritating when you're sick since you might have a headache, so find a quiet spot to study. Make yourself as comfortable as possible so you could wear your pajamas and sit in a comfy chair with a blanket and a pillow. Just try not to study in your bed because you might fall asleep. Last but not least, keep the things that you might need, like your tissues, medicine, or water, really close to your study space so that you don't have to interrupt yourself to go get these things. I hope this video was helpful, and if you're watching this because you're sick, get well soon. My Tumblr and Instagram are both at studyquill if you want to check them out. See you next time!